Hello, virtual family. I trust we have had an amazing day today. Now, I was having a conversation with a very intelligent older woman during the weekend, and she was telling me how she thinks culture has affected um, us as human beings or as young people, or how culture has is limiting us. Okay, or yeah, and so as she was talking, I now started asking her, I now asked her a question, right? I asked her whether she thinks, and she now gave some examples, but because I didn't understand it properly, I now asked her if she thinks that as maybe let me give it as Africans or as Nigerians or as a people, the culture of your ethnicity, all right, or your tribal culture is affecting you from growing, or could affect a person from improving. And she now took a step back and was like, no, that's not what she means. That as human beings, God has created us to have amazing cultures from where we are from, all right, diverse, and that's the beauty of our diversity. But there is a different culture that she's talking about. For example, there's an African time culture, all right, that we have that excuses lateness. So she gave an example of that could be one of the cultures. Sorry, I'm trying to buy fuel. That could be one of the cultures that can affect a person, right? So if a person says because of African time they have to keep up an appointment and they miss out on that appointment, then that culture has affected the person and limited the person from benefiting what they would have benefited if they had kept to time, or if they had come to that thing before time. And so after that conversation, I learned two things. The first thing I learned is that from time to time, as a human being, take time out to have conversations with people who are older than you. You're going to learn one or two things. Yes? Now, the second thing I learned is that there are two types of culture, right? There's the first culture that makes you a human being, that defines where you're from, all right? That shaped you as you were growing up. That's the culture of your ethnicity, your religion, your tribe, and that's beautiful, all right? It's your identity. But there's a second type of culture that could affect you or could be limiting to you, and that culture is a culture of wrongdoing or of doing things the way they are not supposed to be done, right? For example, the lateness culture. So I want to ask you today, are you going to let culture limit you, or are you going to rise above culture? I want you to think about this and put this at the back of your mind. All right, it's like coming here again. I love you, and yeah, see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, give this a like and send this to someone who needs to change their wrong culture. Mwah.